Good evening, good evening. Hey, hey. Welcome to RFD Talk Podcast Show. Listen, y'all, today I just want to say good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, come on in here. I'm having a Thursday evening, and I just want to invite you guys to come on in here with me. Hey, how are you doing? I think I should have cleaned my glasses. Here I go. How are you guys doing? I'm a little late to the party tonight, so I apologize. It's been a little cold today, and I am working on it, right? Working on feeling warm on the inside. Spring is official today, and yeah. So, anyway, that's enough of rumbling. Hey, hey, every beautiful person out there here on YouTube. Hello, my YouTube family. Let's get right to it. Today, the topic is the power of sacred balance, how to elevate your life in 2025. Okay. And I'm going to be here with you guys for about 20 minutes. So let's get this show going. Okay. So I want to welcome everyone to the show. Share, like, and subscribe. Invite a friend. And I did asked you guys if you wanted Tuesday or Thursday. And I didn't really get a lot of feedback, so I just chose Thursday. I chose Thursday, guys, because and I'm hoping you can hear me good. So I got some notes in front of me, so I will be looking at my notes, guys, because I want to stay on target tonight. I'm working on being consistent, which I think this is my third or fourth week on YouTube, and I was coming on Tuesday nights. But I want to let's try Thursday nights. Let's start, and I'm a little late, but I want to start at 8 o'clock, and we're done about 8:25. What about that? So let's talk about it. The power of sacred balance. How to elevate your life in 2020. And so one of the things I was thinking of when I was putting in my notes and wanting to welcome you guys to the RFD Talk podcast show where we'll be talking about here on my show. We'll talk about self-care, wealth, wellness, and empowering women like you, right? So I'm going to ask you to comment and let me know where you're tuning in from and what self-care means to you. That's the question tonight. Please let me know if you're on replay, let me know if you're coming here on replay. But drop a comment and let me know where you're tuning in from. And the question tonight is what self-care means to you. Okay. Tonight we're going to be talking about sacred balance, how you can create harmony in your life while building success. Stay with me because I have a special gift at the end. Okay. So just hang in there with me. So there's three pillars of sacred balance, and let's talk about that. So number one, first pillar will be mindset, how to overcome limiting beliefs. Okay. And some of the things that I've been working on with limiting beliefs is really understanding that the mind has been programmed, right? And some of our programming has started when we was a child or might something happened in our life where we've been keeping it in the mind, right? And how do you overcome limiting beliefs? One of the things that I would recommend is meditation. Of course, I believe in breath work. I believe in sitting still and just hearing what it is. Good morning. Hello. I believe in sitting still with yourself and finding that setting your morning intentionally in a space in your home where you can really just sit quietly and do deep breaths. And that's like a 3 to 15 minutes, right? So one of the ways that's one way you can overcome limiting beliefs. But the second way you can overcome limiting beliefs is also writing them down. Sometimes you find it yourself your limiting beliefs can something that you think about a lot. You could be always telling yourself that you're not enough, or and so if you find that you have this self conversation that shows up in your everyday life, it could be limiting your beliefs. And what you want to do is get a journal, right? So you can get a journal and you can start acknowledging those comments or those thoughts that you have. It could be like, it could have been something that your mother or father or a friend used to say all the time. And what you want to do is write that limiting belief down, and you acknowledge it. And once you acknowledge that you are thinking like this, then you create a new affirmation for that. If it was that you don't believe that you could lose weight, you could say that, I can eat healthy. I'm willing to eat healthy. So I'm willing to eat healthy. That could be an affirmation that you write in your journal every day. Like every day. Just and then look at your journal and remind yourself before you go to bed, I can eat healthy. Remind yourself in the middle of the morning, I can eat healthy. In the morning when you start your day. So you have to deliberately create a new habit to reprogram your thinking, because mindset is everything, right? So overcoming, one way could be to do breath work. Another way you could do it is writing in a journal. And the other way you can work at overcoming limiting beliefs is you can also listen to reprogramming at night. For instance, if you are wanting to reprogram yourself about finances, there are sounds and there are affirmations that you can play at night before you go to bed. So those are some of the things that I recommend. So when you're sleeping at night, your subconscious is starting to be reprogrammed. And then you'll start noticing in your day that you'll start thinking a little differently. And once you can break through the limiting beliefs, that is a major change of things in your life can shift, and you'll start seeing a manifestation in that area. It could be money, it could be your physical, or it could be, I mean, even with your physical, you could decide that you want to release weight. It could be finances, self care, starting a business, whatever those limiting beliefs is. You can just focus on sitting and visualizing. That's the other way to overcome limiting beliefs, is you can start visualizing yourself as a successful business person, or you can start to see your body toned and healthy, or you can start seeing your bank account with the money you want in there. And and final way of helping yourself with mindset is with visualizing. You can create a vision board. How many of you have a vision board? And you can put the house of your dreams, or you can put your what you think that your body is going to look like in the future, how you would like to look in your body. So visualizing is another way to overcome. So I think we went over the few things that I have practiced to overcome limiting beliefs. And so the next pillar for sacred balance will be your body. Simple wellness habits for busy people, women, men. One is to really, really listen to your body. If your body is craving water, which right now I could use some water. I normally have water when I do a live as well. So if your body is craving water, you always want to, simple wellness habits for business women is you want to carry water with you in the car. You want to find you a nice little water pitcher, have it ready for you in the morning. One thing I do is also you want to carry with you a little bag of apples, grapes, excuse me. or peanuts for the protein, right? So preparing simple wellness habits starts with you looking at your diet first. And most women, if I'm speaking to a majority of women here, and if there's guys on here, you guys might have the same challenge, but most women, we struggle with sugar and carbs. And I recommend that you carry some snacks with you. Because if you are a fruitful, business, productive woman, your schedule is pretty busy. Remember to always carry water with you because water helps you hydrate and it helps you think about what you want to eat next. Water actually shifts the body from wanting a lot of carbs, and so the water is one thing I would recommend carrying, and also preparing to carry you some fruits and vegetables with you in a little container in your fruitful schedule in your day. Okay, so and you could also start every day doing something, one thing, just one thing. It could be walking around the block 2 times, right? So you can start with simple ways to create wellness habits for your busy and fruitful life. And I don't use the word busy, I use the word fruitful and productive. Okay, it's a lot better to remember what you're saying over your business in your fruitful life. So that's for the body, right? Simple ways. Start one habit at a time. This week could be add more water. This week for me, I've been drinking a lot more water. How many of you drink water? How many of you enjoy having your juice in the morning? That's the other way. Uh, I would say fresh juicing is a good way to keep the body active and healed and ready to be productive, right? So now, wealth. Let's talk about the third pillar to sacred balance. How self care directly impacts your money. The way I see it is self care and finances are one, because a part of loving yourself is definitely having your finances in order. And I've been really studying that. I've been in business for a long time, and I realized that you have to have your finances together. So you'll hear me talk about self care and finances and how because if you're not well, it impacts your finances. If you're not creating and developing a better mindset to overcome limited beliefs, and if you're not doing little simple habits as a businesswoman, it can affect your health. And what I find is if you're not well, and your money is going to be impacted by that, because your health is your wealth, right? They're they're intertwined. It's like you can't have a business without being healthy. I mean, I could send you $1 million check right now, but if you're not taking care of yourself, it, you won't be able to. It impacts you because you're not able to be active in your life. You're not able to create your business. You're not able to work on your business. So self care is directly self care directly impacts your money. Okay, so when you're eating today, I was talking to one of my coaching clients, and she was telling me, from her career path, she's worked on the farm a lot, and nutrition is also helpful for the renewing of your mind and helps the limited beliefs. What we eat, nutrition invigorates you. So if you're not conscious and aware of what you're eating daily, then it's going to impact your income. So I recommend you to just take maybe 7 days this week. I challenge you guys to write down the food that you're eating, right? And nutrition, I want to say it impacts your spirit. Nutrition is for the spirit. It's for the spirit man. It's for your soul. It's to give you energy, give you clarity to work on your business and to grow your money. So you want to you want to make sure that you are eating the right foods. So I would love for you to make sure you drop me where you're visiting from and tell me a little bit about yourself. And thank you for joining me tonight, right? We have a few more minutes and I'm going to glance at my notes again because I want to make sure I cover everything. So I asked you guys to tell me the question if you just joined is to drop in the comments where you're tuning in from and what self-care means to you. That would be really good because now when I can come back next week and then we can talk more, I can really get to know who you are as you're showing up on here. And thank you for coming. Okay, tonight we're talking about sacred balance and how you can create harmony in your life while building success. Okay, do you want to create so we talked about that. Which area do you need to focus on most? Would it be your mindset? Would it be your body or wealth? Drop a number in the chat. If it's one, if it's your mindset, give me a one. If it's your body, put a two. And if it's wealth, put a three. Okay, drop me a number in the chat. Moving forth. So I want to share a personal story about sacred balance transformed my life and the way I decided to coin the word sacred balance tons of years ago. I started business in a self-care business probably about in 98 or 99. I started on this journey of eating better, exercising, my spiritual journey, and also just really realizing I was in a lucrative business. I started my business helping other women with self-care. And I was in business for 8 years and I had a success partner. And I remember when she was coaching me, she would always tell me, in order to go to that next level, we had to look at every area that I just mentioned to you. We had to look at what was going on with me spiritually, what was going on with me mentally, what was going on with me, what was I eating? Well, and I was like, well, what does that matter? At the time, I was married, I had 5 children, and I was running more than one business, but that was one of my business. I am a former salon owner, and I'm a licensed nail technician, an advanced nail technician. So I had a lot going on at that time, but what I was really understanding when my success partner was teaching me was it's almost like a balance in your life. You have to look at everything that's going on with yourself. And for me, it was just a lot going on. When you got small children and running a business, and I was much younger then. But I remember her bringing that to my attention, and it really made me start to look at every area. Like, what was my mindset? And only time that I would promote in my business is when I felt good in every area. Like I felt good with my workouts, eating good. My prayer life is really good, right? So I knew I was connected. I would look over everything, and then she said, "Well, it looks like you need to work on your mindset, or it looks like you need to maybe work out." And I was like, "Huh?" She's like, "Look like you maybe need to, set these goals and work on them consistently. And when you work on something consistently, you'll get." And so when I started to practice my self care, right, I started to make sure that I every day was consistent with my self care. Every day I was getting up, writing in my journal, praying, and being very focused. So I kept my mindset working out. And next thing I know, I was promoting, and then I became a leader in this business. But it only worked when I was practicing my mindset, eating better, and really just being clear on how I was feeling, like paying attention to how I was feeling about my children, my husband at the time. And whenever I felt really good, that's when I got more money. I received more money. I don't know if you realize a certain way that money is attracted to happiness. So whenever I was in my mind all crazy, and the kids and my husband and everything, and I was everywhere, and I wasn't consistent with my self-care, I didn't reach my goals. I couldn't reach my financial goals. So that's why I said, you know what? I want more harmony, peace, and money in my life. And I decided that my self care would become consistent. My being aware of what I ate would and you have to become disciplined. The reason I'm using the word consistency, because once you start making small steps towards that, and then my life just started changing. I started getting up on time at 5 a.m., like being consistent, getting up at 5 a.m., praying, writing in my journal, getting my 30 to 40-minute workout, walking, swimming, yoga, those fun things that I enjoy doing. And once I started being consistent and disciplined, my income is increasing every single time. So my story was, I was really in a slump. Then I looked at my personal life in all those areas. My mindset, I started to look at that. What was I doing with my self care? And how did I feel about my body and the habits that I was doing with my body? So, those are the things that shift my life into a sacred balance. And so, that's why I talk about it changed my whole life. I started to create more harmony, peace, and finances. So, I really wanted to overcome that. And then I also, for an example, where it was a time when I overcame and found success through self care is when I had really bad skin care. I didn't really take care of my skin. So my face was broke out. And I started to remember that every time you go in the restroom, you can take a few minutes with yourself and cleanse your face with clean products. Now, I am a clean product person. That's the other thing about self care. I recommend using products that are very good for the body, because whatever you put on this living organism, just like the living organ that we are, if you put the right foods in it, it gives you energy. So if you put the right self-care items on, you start to feel good from the inside out. Okay, so can you relate? Have you ever felt burnt out? Tell me in the chat if you felt burnt out, if you ever felt burnt out. Can anybody relate to that? You know, and there's times as a businesswoman that you can feel burnt out, right? Because you're on this rat race. You want to hit your business goals, and you have a family, or you're not eating well, and you're up all night, and all those things hit you, and you get burnt out. It's like, so I'm here to help women and men remember that you don't have to burn out. You can create sacred balance, which is creating more harmony, peace, and finances. Okay, so let's talk about that. Is any of this resonating with you guys? If it is resonating with you, please like and share. Hit that like for me and subscribe for more talks every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time. Okay, so if you are here at the end, I want to offer a freebie. I want to offer that because if you stay to the end, and we're about to wrap it up, you guys are amazing, YouTube. And if you comment balance below, I'll send you a copy of my book, Healing from the Inside Out. How about that? You'll get free book from me and I'll sign it from you. But you need to, while we're doing the live, not on the replay, if you're here now, I'm about to close out, guys. Comment below balance, and I'll send you a free book, my workbook, Healing from the Inside Out. For those who are just joining me, I am a inspirational speaker. I'm a sacred balance wealth coach, and I am also the founder of the Golden Foundation. And by trade, I have been licensed in the beauty industry as an advanced nail technician, and I focus on foot care. And sometimes I'll talk about foot care on here too, because that also, having good foot care, we'll talk about that on another show, it's important for grounding. Now that I've been in the industry for over 30 years, and I've realized that most of us neglect our feet. So that's another show, guys. We're at the end of the show. I want these shows to be like 25 or 30 minutes, and I would love to have your feedback. And if you're at the end of the show, and the bonus today will be to leave the word balance, and I will definitely know that you are here to at the end, not on the replay, guys. I will check and see if you leave, and please subscribe, okay? And yeah, that's the special prize and the giveaway tonight. And I'm going to go on and get out for here. Would you like to see more from me? Then subscribe. And if you enjoyed this, definitely come back. We'll talk more. We'll have more topics. Some of the topics we'll talk about the importance of financial literacy for women entrepreneurs. I think we'll talk more about that. Um, so, yeah, we'll talk about that maybe next week. I'm very excited to talk about finances here. And I'm also definitely excited to talk about more self care and also how to be confident, right? And getting on YouTube and all those kind of things. So let's connect each week here, and let's talk about self-care and confidence, those things that make you a whole person, right? Sacred balance, we'll do some more how to plan your sacred balance day and your night, those type of things. So join me next week. I just threw out some topics. Let me know what you enjoyed the most tonight. And again, I'm Robin F. David. I want to thank you for being here. And please remember to join me every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central. Good night, and thank you again.